As I say that, we've got KK Barbour joining us, and KK, I haven't had a chance to get to the stats yet, so we'll talk through them a little bit, you and I, and you can break this down as if you're my color commentator. How about that?
Okay.
We'll start off with your stats. That makes sense. You're sitting here. 18 points, career high, and 10 rebounds, so an outstanding game on both ends for you. We won't talk about three-point shooting. Other than that, everything was beautiful. You take those 4 misses out, and you've got like an all-star game today. So work on the three-point shot, and next game we'll have a little bit better stat sheet. No, outstanding game for you. Only 24 minutes of playing time, 18 points in 24 minutes. You'll take that all day. Keyen finishes up with 26 points and 12 rebounds, 10 of 16 from the field. She missed a couple free throws, so we'll give her a hard time about that. She was 6 of 9 from the free throw line. But between the two of you, and then Eva was on the outside, she had 10 points on and no rebounds. We'll get on to her for that. She's got a point guard. That doesn't mean anything. You got to get to the boards too. So the three of you end up in double digits, but it was an interesting game. A lot of shots missed inside, but then it didn't matter as much because you guys were getting a lot of offensive rebounds off of your own misses, I guess, in many cases. I guess that's can be frustrating, but I guess at the end of the day, getting the win's all that really matters. Yeah. So, what, just bad rims or contact, or what was causing so many misses inside? Then we'll talk positive. How about that?
I think that we were just rushing our shots maybe a little bit, and I don't know, just not taking our time, but like we were killing them on the board, so like we shouldn't have missed those easy shots, but as long as you were getting the offensive rebound, I guess that's like a plus too. There
was 2 different scenarios. One in the first half, and then I think the other one was in the second half, where you passed the ball to Keyen, and she had an easy shot and missed it, got her own rebound and scored, but you didn't get an assist. In the second half, I think you paid her back because she passed the ball into you, or maybe I've got the halves, maybe it's the other way around. She passes it into you, and you missed the shot and got your own rebound and drew a foul and hit the free throws. But you missed out on an assist, and she missed out on an assist. Was that just one of those things, Steve, you couldn't do it for me, I'm not going to do it for you?
Yeah, it was just one of those things.
Just evened it out, right? Evened it out. It is funny because, as far as post-to-post, people don't think about you guys as getting assists. But with the way this offense runs, there's a lot of times that you'll get the ball up top, and the mentality, the mindset is to try to get the ball deeper down low in the post. Describe exactly. You don't have to give like the specifics to your opponent, but describe to us exactly what I'm talking about as far as that post to post passing.
I mean, like Keyen's like a phenomenal post player, and she works very hard for the ball, and I don't think there's anyone in our conference that can stop her. So if she's posting up and asking for the ball, then that should be our goal, to give her the ball. And especially for my position, we play high-low. So if she's posting up, asking for the ball, then I'm going to throw it to her because I know she'll go get it, and I know she'll jump for it, and I know that no one else can stop her from scoring. So, like, if I have 10 assists from passing it to Keyen and she has 20 points, then that's a game right there. So.
How are things different when she's on the court with you and when you're out there and you're basically playing the 5 yourself? Which do you like? I mean, obviously you probably like it better with her out there because it just takes so much pressure off you or puts so much focus on her. It maybe gives you a little more space.
I'm more comfortable playing the 4 position, but I play the 5 when I have to. I'd rather have her out there so I have someone to just throw it up to. But, like, I don't know. Just I like playing outside more, and, like, I like being in the post, like, sometimes. But, like, I feel like that's Keyen's spot. Like, she's in the post, and I'd rather just be outside.
At any point during your career, whether it was like middle school or somewhere along the way, did you ever play point guard?
Yes, in high school I played point guard.
You did play, okay, because you have, it seems like, and I've joked about it on the air, it seems like you get the ball after a rebound, and if there's space, you're just going to bring it up yourself, and you seem very, very comfortable in that. So you played, as recent as high school, you played point guard?
Yeah, my senior year I played 1 through 5.
No kidding. Now, did you hit a growth spurt after that, and that's why you didn't, or was it just a case that you were in an offense in high school where it allowed you to have that flexibility?
Yeah, I was just in a situation where, like, I had to be point guard sometimes, so I just, took over that role.
So it was just out of necessity, and, well, that's works great as far as ball handling ability. And, we talk about it, and it could be on the guy side too, but it seems like especially on the girl side that you have a situation where someone might hit a late growth spurt and they played point guard all their life. Now all of a sudden they're 6'2", and they're playing college ball and they're in the post, but they have the skills of being able to play the point. So that's an interesting story.
I've been tall all my life.
You've been tall all your life. Well, that's a blessing and a curse sometimes. It's good when you need something on the top shelf. Probably not as good when you're trying to find clothes.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Well, outstanding game, and congratulations on a big win. We'll see you back. Everything's at home from here on out, so that'll be nice. Everybody will get to sleep in their own beds, on the class thing, though, you won't be able to miss out on any classes because of the tournament. But other than that, everything's good. Back in the Vine Center. We'll see you there in a couple days.
Okay, thank you.
All right, KK Barbour here. And we're also going to bring in Keyen Green and get a chance to talk to her here in a moment as well, as both players had outstanding games. As we mentioned, KK with her career high 18 points and 10 rebounds. Keyen had a career high as well, tied it with 26 points and 12 rebounds. A couple other stats we'll pass along to you here quickly. For the Flames, they finish up shooting right at 40% from the field. Winthrop was 38%. Liberty 5 of 17 from 3. The Eagles were 6 of 15 from outside the arc. Winthrop only missed one free throw on the day, 15 of 16. The Flames were 19 of 27. Liberty out-rebounded the Eagles 48-30. Points in the paint were 40-20 in favor of Liberty. Points off turnovers 24-10. Second chance points 21 for Liberty. Fast break points 6-0 Flames, and bench points 40-10 in favor of Liberty. Again, Green's was the leading scorer for both teams, 26 points, 12 rebounds. KK had the 18 and 10. Eva Elich finished up with 10 points in the game. Ola Makarat had 7 points for Kiera Johnson-Graham, 3 for Nene Johnson, 3 for Molly Reagan, and Caitlin Stovall had 2. Leading scorer for Winthrop was Erica Williams. She had 21 points, and Marissa Cantrell had 12 points, 9 in for Noelle Kellers. All those were in the first half of the game. We had multiple lead changes back in the second quarter of the game. There were 8 lead changes in the game. They all occurred during the second quarter. The score was tied 5 times, and the Flames' largest lead was 17. They get the victory 78-63. The Eagles led by as many as 4 back in the first half of the game. We'll take a break. Oh, no, we're not. Everybody's waiting on me. I have no peripheral vision, so everybody was waiting on me, and I didn't realize that you guys were right over my shoulder. We'll grab a microphone here for Keyen and get a chance to talk to her as well. I'm going to ask you some of the similar questions that I asked KK because they were about the two of you being on the floor at the same time. You finish up with 26 points. She has 18, both career highs, so great games for both of you. But when both of you got it clicking, and then she also can hit the 3 to kind of spread people out there, but that high-low game is really tough to stop. From your perspective, when she has the ball up top, it's just, it's pretty easy for you to get it because she's got 3, 4, 5 inches on anybody that's going to be guarding her at that spot. Unless your player is fronting you, you're probably going to get the basketball. Describe, I guess, playing with her out there.
I like it. I mean, I think I like it because it's comfortable, and it's comfortable because it reminds me of high school. Just because I'm so used to getting lobs, and so that's just what I do. I think it's been an adjustment coming here and having to do a post move off of a bounce pass because I'm just so used to get the lob, come down, and go back up. So I like it. It's comfortable to me.
And so you would rather be fronted, and then get the ball on the backside
and go get it.
And KK has a pretty good ability to be able to get you that ball in that spot. So we saw it work on both ends. Now I teased her, and I'll tease you too. There were both a spot in the game when she passed you the ball and you missed the layup, lost her assist. And then you passed her the ball and she missed the layup, and you lost an assist. But both of you got the offensive rebound and eventually scored off of it. So you got the points, but you didn't. You can't. I think you owe each other an assist next game. But it's kind of fun. It's fun to see you guys out there, and I think because of how efficient things were on the inside, 44 points in the paint. We didn't see as many three-point shots, especially in the second half of the game. But even when the three-point shots were being taken and missed, a lot of offensive boards as well. Mm-hmm. And in some ways, obviously a turnover, you don't ever want a turnover, but even a bad three-point shot is going to give you guys a chance on the interior to get a rebound. What is the philosophy on that? I know your initial thought is I want the ball, and so you're looking to get the pass. But as soon as you see the shot release, what goes through your mind as far as to be able to get in position for that glass?
It kind of depends on where the shot's taken. So, say it's taken on either wing, you just want to go backside because a long shot is a long rebound. So, I think that's just what I've been working on. So I'm posting up on the side that they get the ball on, and then they decide to take the shot. I have to spin off and go way backside just to try to get the rebound.
Gotcha. So a little rebounding clinic right there. That's pretty good.
That's right.
There you go. There you go. Well, congratulations on a great win. And we mentioned a moment ago that now everything is at home. You're going back for a couple home games, and then the tournament's at home. How important is that to be able to finish up strong in your building?
Oh, it's definitely important. I mean, the games alone are important, but to be at home, it's just going to be so much, I guess not pressure, but it's just going to be a better environment for us. We love playing at home. So.
Haven't lost a game in conference at home either, so
defend it.
That's it. Defend it. It's like
defend our house.
Under Armour.
Yeah, protect our house. Yeah,
that's it. Well, congratulations on a career high. Don't know if you knew that, but that was tied your career high today.
Yeah.
And a big win for the Lady Flames.
Thank you.
That was Keyen Green here, and as we pull Coach Green in, get a quick conversation with him. What we'll do is after our talk with Coach Green, we'll throw it back to Kyle in the studio and get a look at Southern Air out-of-town scoreboard. There's a lot going on both the men's and women's side of things. And Coach, not always pretty. There was a few more missed layups, I'm sure, than you would like. But as I was talking to KK and Keyen about, a lot of those missed layups you got offensive rebounds off of, so they were able to pad their offensive rebounding stats a little bit. And in the end, you got the win. That's all that really matters. But it's just something about some of those shots in close here in the Winthrop Coliseum. They weren't really falling for either team.
Yeah, the first quarter was pretty much a struggle for both teams. I think it's 10-12. We knew it was going to be a battle, and for the most part, we were just basically played even. We won 3 out of the 4 quarters, and that third quarter, I think they outscored us by 5. But the fourth quarter, I'm pleased with what happened in the fourth quarter. We managed to time, score, got to the boards, and played much better defense, and totally separated in the fourth quarter. So what was going on in the fourth quarter was orchestrated by my assistants and the players. Give me the first 3 quarters of really some frustration, and at times we were behind. But overall, good contributions from the bench. I think our bench outscored their bench by like 30, and that fourth quarter was the deciding factor. And obviously you had 2 young ladies that had big games with Keyen and KK playing both big offensively and on the boards too. They really helped separate, and we're very pleased with their efforts.
In that fourth quarter, you started trapping and forcing a lot of turnovers. It got to some easy baskets. You finish up with 6 fast break points. I think that probably all occurred maybe during that stretch, or if it wasn't fast break points, certainly forcing turnovers and then led into some offense out of it. Talk to us about what you saw, I guess, on the Winthrop side that made you feel like that would be successful, because it obviously was very.
Well, it's sort of sad to say we were supposed to have been doing that in the first quarter, and I think it was more pressure. We were in the right position, and I really think it maybe started with Audrey. One time we had a tight trap. We weren't getting traps early, and they were always reversing the ball, and we were sort of baiting them to come across half court. And once they crossed half court, either we didn't get a good trap early where they split us or whatever, or even reversed it before we got there in the first few quarters. It was something that was in a game plan, and felt like, hey, we didn't want to give them 30 seconds to try to get it into Erica Williams, which is a very talented, one of the premier players in our conference. And I really think that, things that don't show up in the stat sheet, we try to keep it out of her hands. And it's just hard to do that for 40 minutes, and she's probably playing 38 of the 40 minutes. But Layla Sellers was very inspirational there, trying to keep it out of her hands, and maybe Ola rotated over there. But KK did an exceptional job, and a couple times she got some steals off of them trying to force it in. So there, that point in the game that we're putting that trap on them, and we got the trap, and Audrey was to cover deep middle so they won't hit the middle and reverse it real quick. And she covered deep middle. She faked to go up to get a steal at half court. And when she faked to go up, she rotated back to where she's supposed to be. And she just basically baited them and got the steal there. And I think we got a run out for a layup off of that. And that was big because I think we might have been down 4 or whatever. And from there on, as you said, sort of closed out with a couple more steals. And I think Nene kept some just one-on-one pressure right there, and maybe picked the girl's pocket once or twice there and picked up fouls. So that type of pressure at half court, as you said, was critical of separating. And then you throw in 2 post players having good games and rebounded and scoring in the paint really helped us separate in the fourth quarter.
Well, we found out from KK that she played some point guard back in high school. I kind of joked earlier in the year she'd get a steal and she'd take off like she was wanting to be the point guard. Well, she used to be the point guard. Did you ever get to see her play in high school at the 1?
I did see her play in high school, and she did play in the perimeter somewhat. I can't say that I saw her running 1 because she was still the biggest girl on the court. So, I know that her coach probably did experience her playing the 1, and if KK said she did it, she did it. Okay, we're just at another level, and most of these point guards now, you're KK size, they'll get up under you, and you won't have the ball very much longer. But she played a great game tonight or today.
I know it's so strange. We were talking about how once you get inside, you sort of lose all concept of what time of day it is. But outside, there's some beautiful weather yet to be had. There's some softball games going on here at the Winthrop campus, and Liberty Baseball is playing not too far from here down in South Carolina against Kansas State today. But back around the conference, not knowing exactly what's going to happen. Most of the other games are still either underway or just starting up, I think, with Charleston Southern and Longwood. At this point, on the men's side, there's so much on the line because to be the number 1 seed gets to host. You know your team's going to host. It was a bidding process. You've already got it. Now it's just about the seeds sort of falling into place and who you're going to play and when you're going to play them. Is having that pressure off a positive thing, knowing no matter what happens, you're going to have the tournament in your building?
That's great, and it's compliment to our administration and the desire to be a championship program, and they're giving us as much opportunity as we possibly could earn, and it's just great to have the tournament at our place and have the community come out and help support us. The team is a team that our team, you look at the record, and we've been inconsistent, and yet even like today's game, you could win 3 out of 4 quarters and the game's still close. That's been sort of the story all season long. So playing at home on your home floor and having the support of your administration and the community is very encouraging, and it does have an impact, and we're certainly grateful and appreciate their support in that. And what's important to us right now is that we get better in practice. We get better in every game, and we did grow up some in that fourth quarter and really executed and managed the clock and time. I think maybe it was even in the third quarter we ran it down and took a shot. I think maybe KK took a shot. We pounded the boards backside. We got a rebound, and I think Ola even had a shot right here in front of you at the buzzer. And we had 2 shots at the clock, at the basket with the time running down, and Winthrop never had a chance. Unfortunately, we didn't make them, but we had the opportunity to make 2 threes. I think is close to 2 threes, which from a coach's perspective and managers of the time and score, I love that. and that was part of us growing up and understanding that, because sometimes we take quick shots and we don't manage the clock very well and give our opponents opportunities to get back in the games or even take the leads on us. And so I'm very proud of how they managed the clock. And again, I think so some maturity and IQ of understanding what was going on during the game. It has increased, and with 2 games left, as I said, we just want to get better in practice, get better in each of the 2 games, and of course we're playing to win, and we'd like to win at home, and would like to win to say that we've beat everybody in the conference. And already the 2 leading teams in the conference we have beaten. However, the inconsistency has come back and bit us. And Asheville is certainly a team that was preseason picked. They're getting pretty healthy. They're playing pretty good. They give us the worst defeat we've had in a conference this year, and I think it's 10 points. But even if it was 1 point, it doesn't taste very well in our mouths. And so this is an opportunity to just play a game with a short turnover. Yeah, I'm grateful that this was a 1 o'clock game, not a 2 o'clock game, and yet, if I'm not mistaken, Asheville's right there at Radford, so they don't have to travel as far. They've already made their trip. They'll be in Lynchburg tonight, earlier than we'll be in Lynchburg tonight, and then we just have 1 day prep, and it's Sunday, and a game being on Monday, and you say, why? Typically we've been Tuesday, Saturday games. Well, with the men's tournament being a week before, you had to go ahead and set the game for a Wednesday or a Monday, because the men's playoffs are on Tuesday. You don't know if your team is going to host or not, and that's still up in the air for our men. Men win today, and Winthrop men's loses today, and that puts a 3-way tie. No, it's a tie with Winthrop and Liberty. I don't know how the tiebreakers go.
And that would actually be the one scenario that Liberty would be outright. They would have the outright, because Winthrop and Asheville would both lose. The Flames would jump ahead of them.
That's right.
If we get into the tiebreakers, if it's Asheville and Winthrop, it goes all the way down to using the RPI. And the last RPI that came in, they were 1 spot away from each other. So it could literally come down to strength of schedule, and how some other teams do around the country determines who hosts this men's side. It's coming down to the wire that much.
Yeah. Well, we wish the best for our men today and control what they can control. And back to us, that's what we want to do. Control the things we can control. And there's too much going on. We can't figure out who's going to win the Asheville-Radford women's game today. We'll eventually know. But it comes down to just keeping it simple. And can we get better? What do we need to do to get better? And what do we need to do to be consistent and be a championship team? I truly believe this is a championship team. We have to mature. We have to have better understanding and give a great effort. And primarily tonight we gave that effort in the fourth quarter, and it primarily it had so much impact it separated the game, a close game.
Coach, I want you to do me a favor. I want you to vouch for Butch, our bus driver. Paul and I, Paul Carmody, our sports information assistant director, or associate director. I don't want to mess up his title. We're traveling separate from the team, and Butch doesn't like it when we don't travel on his bus. He gets pretty upset at us. So can you put in a good word for us?
That may be the reason he had road rage. He was yelling at other cars that was going by or something. You guys kept him calmed down. Butch is great. We've had him for several years, and he does a great job. And from a coaching perspective, we want to get there safely and prepared and without any stress. So if I can fall asleep in the front seat, that means I trust my bus driver, and he's not herky-jerky and hitting the brakes and waking me up and scaring me to death. And he does an excellent job, and a great brother in Christ. We're grateful and very appreciative to Butch. And sorry you guys are not on the bus. And, it is what it is, Our family's not intact when you and Paul were not on there. But, I know you guys got other commitments, and you're missed, and but we're certainly grateful for the professionalism and safety that Butch gives us as he travels, not only our team but a lot of the teams.
Yeah.
The baseball and hockey, and I mean, he's just ripping and going all the time. He's a warrior. He certainly is a trustful warrior, and we're certainly blessed with him.
Coach, I don't think I could have said it any better. Hopefully Butch will see this Facebook Live video later, and he won't give me and Paul a hard time anymore. We gave him a shout-out.
Yeah.
Congratulations on the win today. We'll see you back in the Vine Center on Monday night.
See ya.
Head coach Kerry Green here as the Flames get the win over Winthrop 78-63. That's going to do it for us here at the Winthrop Coliseum. We'll throw it back to the studio, and Kyle will wrap things up with a final look at the Southern Air out-of-town scoreboard, let you know exactly how the Liberty men are doing down in Asheville and any other games that might be going on right now. We will throw it back to the studio after this timeout. Again, Liberty here in Winthrop with the win 78-63. Until Monday night, this is Jamie Hall saying so long and God bless. Today's broadcast on the Liberty Flames Sports Network is brought to you through underwriting support from The View at College Square.